right, so here we are going to be doing um, penetration test on one of the boxes in Hack the Box. The box that we're going to be accessing today it's going to be called Legacy. So as we know, as you know, we are now right now in hackthebox.eu. So you can create an account for free, and essentially once you have your account created, the first thing that we're going to do before getting access to the computer, to the machine, is to connect to the VPN. So in order to do that, we have to download the file. So we click on access, and then you download your connection pack, your VPN, which is here. And once you download it, it will default to the download folder. So we can go there. I'm gonna go and open up a VPN. I'm gonna open up a terminal. So we go cd downloads, to ls, to list, and that is my OVPN file. So what I'm gonna do, I do sudo open VPN, and then the file name, hit enter your super secret password, and now we're connected. We are connected to the VPN. That is the first step. Next thing that we're gonna do, I'm gonna open up another terminal, and before going to the terminal, we gotta go to machines down below here, all. And then you can go to retire machines, and you gotta have the paid version of Hack the Box in order to get access to the retire machine. So if we go to machine filters, I will do a search for Legacy, and then we will have the Legacy, the computer down below here. So this is the IP that we're gonna be targeting. And I am going to save this. One of my notes taken. This is just for taking notes. So you can open up Cherry 3 if you want to take notes. So just to keep organized, IP address. And this is going to be our target IP address, right? Okay. So I'm going to minimize that. Legacy is the name. All right, so next thing that I'm gonna do, I am going to go and start my scan. So Nmap, in my case, I like using this filter or this this switch, which is going to be -T, capital T, 4. That will be the time, how fast it's going to go. -A, which essentially it's going to bring me everything that I need to know. It's going to enumerate. The operating system is going to do some port scan, verify if the host is up or not. And also it's going to give me some script results based on the finding that it has. So -P, lowercase n, it will essentially scan all the ports, but it won't do, it won't ping the host that is finding, right? So 10.10.10.4, that will be how we're gonna start the scan, and I will pause the video until this scan is finished. All right, so the scan has finished now, and it took me about 3 to 5 minutes to finalize. And essentially what we got, so we got some ports that are open. We have 139 for NetBIOS, 445 for SMB, 3389 for RDP. So from here, the first thing that I like it's going to be 445 because I can do few stuff. I can use the SMB client in order to try to see if we have any network share resources open, and also that will be the first thing that we're gonna be doing. So I'm gonna do some stuff like SMB client -L for the location where you're gonna go. So I do stuff like /, and then the IP of whatever you are trying to go, then $, $, and then capital admin. This might or might not work depending on what we have. In this case, it did not work, so it failed to connect. It's giving us a timeout status. So we do not have any share folders that are being shared by this specific computer. So what we can do next, we can do stuff like opening MSF console. So what we are doing, we are calling Metasploit. So we are starting Metasploit, and what we're going to be doing, we're going to be looking for those auxiliary modules that, okay. So since we know that we have 445 open, port 445 open here, we determined that we have some SMB client and some SMB version available. So this machine might or might not be vulnerable to SMB attacks. How we can figure that out? So let's go back to what it can do, private window to google.com. And then what we're gonna do, let's go back to our scan and let's do a search for this version. Windows XP, Microsoft DS, copy selection. We do that, and then we do exploit, right? From here, I like Rapid7, this link. Why? Because Rapid7, they develop Metasploit, and they know their stuff. So Exploit DB is another thing that we can also take a look, because Exploit DB has the latest version and the latest verified exploit that are out there in the market. So we can take a look to see the syntax, the analogy, how they go on some of these exploits. But yeah, that is just too much. That we're trying to keep it stupid simple. So in this case, all right, so we have some module options down below here. Use exploit. So, okay, perfect. This will work. This will be helpful for us. So what we do, let's call that out. Let's see that we're gonna be using use exploit /Windows /SMB /MS08 _067 _net API. No payload, but what is it doing right now? It's defaulting to Windows Meterpreter reverse TCP. So on a reverse TCP or a reverse shell, we're gonna have to set up the listener and a port that we are going to be listening. For example, in this TCP handler that we're going to be configuring, we're going to be, let's say that we can set up to listen on port 4444 or 5555, depending on our need, depending on where we are going to tell the machine to listen to. So when we exploit the machine, we tell the system, hey, you can connect back to this IP on this port. In that, so the reverse shell will, the victim, then it will connect to that specific IP. Let's see that. Let's see also show targets. Boom. We have multiple targets. So what we can do, we can use the automatic targeting in that case. But since we are targeting, and again, this is going to be related to the operating system. It's not talking about the machine itself. So we can do options. So here from the options, we see what are the required fields that we need to fulfill. Our host, so we can do stuff like set our hosts, and then what is the IP? What is the IP of our target? Let's go back and get it. It's 10.10.10.4, but let's just confirm that. So 10.10.10.4, because we gotta make sure that we are pointing at the right target. So we have that now. And down below here, you can also see that the L host is going to be pointing to your local computer, to your local IP. So this is not going to work. What we can do, we can change the L host. The L host will be for local host, which is our computer. But since we are connected using VPN, we need to provide the IP of the VPN that we're connecting. So we can right click and split the terminal vertically. So we can do IP. Okay. So we have 10, 10, 14, 23. So this is what I was explaining. Right now, it is pointing to our local interface, 192, 168, 81, 131, which is not going to work because we have to point to the tunnel or to the IP that we are using to connect to hack the box. I hope that makes sense. All right, so we have the IP, the local IP. So set L host 10.10.14.23. So we have the L port and we have everything, all the other fields that we need, all the required fields that we need. All right. So as I mentioned before, this is going to be an easy machine. And hopefully this is going to work if we, let's do something like show target. Boom, okay. Use 0. So use 0 for automatic targeting. Let me see if we are. Okay, we have exploit target. The ID is automatic targeting, so I don't have to specify that. You see down below here, it's showing that it's targeting the automatic target. So what we can do now, we can do exploit, and boom, we got a shell, guys. So first thing that I do after I got a shell on any system, I do get UID, and perfect. So we have NT authority system. So we are admin, we are root on this computer. We have the highest level of privileges on this machine. Um, we can do stuff like sys info. So we know more about the computer name, the operating system, the architecture. It's going to be very important in order for us to provide the right exploit or the right payload. Um, Other stuff that we can do like hash dump. Um, if I can type, hash. So here what um, we have the password hashes for every single account that exists on this computer. The password hashes are going to be the encrypted methodology that the system uses in order to understand password. So essentially, um, what we can do, maybe we can take these password hashes offline, and then we can try to hack the password using maybe a word list. Kali Linux and operating system like Parrot OS, they do have some built-in word list that we can try to crack an admin password. It's going to be hard, but we can always pass these hashes, and have access to every single computer within that domain using the hash, which is going to be the same as the password. So again, hashes, this hash is going to be the password, but it is encrypted. There is the encryption, the conversion that we have from the regular password. Let's say that the regular password is ABC, capital A B C 1 2 3 4. This is going to be the hash for it. Again, we can take it offline and try to crack the password, or we can use um, another attack, which is passing the hash, passing the password hash, and at that point we can get access to other computers in the domain. So from here, now that you know about that, about password, oh, now session one closed. The reason is because it died. So let's try to connect again. Let's do exploit. And sometimes this happens. I mean, we are connected to hack the box, and hack the box. Some people might be also connected to the same box. They might have restarted or not. We will see what happened. Um, I will pause the video and I will do the same. I will run this command, which is the exploit. All right, so I just ran the same command and it worked. So we have the session back. You can see the time is basically the same, 12:47, 12:46 a.m. So from here, what we can do, again, we can do some stuff like shell. And now we can run some commands from the Windows computer, from Windows command, right? So we are there. And what we can do from here, we can do there. So there, it's going to list all the directories or all the folders that are contained on that specific location. Right here, the location where we are is in the C drive. So let's do change directory and go to documents and settings. Oh, if I can spell settings. So change directory. All right, so we are in documents and settings. Um, All right, so change directory administrator. Boom ls or dir. Okay, we can go to desktop and dir. Decision my gut. Yeah, we're facing some issues with the virtual machine. That might be because somebody may or may not be trying to reboot that machine. I'll pause the video. Okay, looks like it timed out. It timed out. So I am going to try it again to connect shell. All right, so as you can see here, by some reason, it timed out my connection to the virtual machine. So what I did, basically, I had to kill the connection, kill the interpreter section that I had, and I had to run the exploit again. And it created a third session, and that is the one that I'm gonna be using. So from here, from the desktop, I do there, and you see the flag right there, root.txt. How can I see the flag? I do type root oops.txt, and boom, we have the flag. So I can go ahead, copy the flag, submit the flag. Level difficulty, I would say it was a 3. Okay, so we have that flag. And what we can do, you can go ahead and find the flag. cd dot dot. Yeah, the connection got interrupted again. So what you can do, you can go ahead and find the other flag, the user flag that it is required. I mean, right now you have access to, up to this point, you have access to the machine, you have admin access, so you will be able to navigate through the console and be able to get to a different user and then get the flag for that specific user. And it will be under documents and settings. So try to find the user from there, get one of the users. And let me show you. So if you can see down below here, we have administrator, all users, John. So it will be under John, and then you go to desktop under John account. And you will find the flag that it will be called user.txt or something along those lines. I hope this has been informative for you, and I will see you in the next session. Logging off.